The Shadows of Ravenwood Manor. Dr. Emily Taylor, a renowned psychologist, had always been fascinated by the human mind's darker corners. Her latest book, The Psychology of Fear, had become a bestseller, and she was invited to speak at conferences around the world. But Emily's true passion was investigating paranormal cases, and she had a reputation for being one of the most fearless and brilliant minds in the field. So when she received an invitation to stay at Ravenwood Manor, a mysterious mansion in the heart of Transylvania, she couldn't resist. The manor was rumored to have a dark history, and Emily aimed to uncover its secrets. As she arrived, Emily felt an eerie atmosphere settle around her. The manor loomed before her, its towers and battlements reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. Inside, she found herself alone, except for the enigmatic butler, Mr. Jenkins. "Welcome, Dr. Taylor," Mr. Jenkins said, his voice low and gravelly. "I trust you'll find your stay enlightening." Emily smiled, her eyes scanning the grand foyer. "I'm sure I will, Mr. Jenkins. Please call me Emily." As she explored the labyrinthine halls, Emily discovered clues hinting at a sinister past. She found cryptic letters, hidden rooms, and strange symbols etched into the walls. The shadows seemed to move of their own accord, and the wind whispered unsettling whispers in her ear. One night, Emily stumbled upon a hidden diary belonging to the manor's former occupant, Malcolm Ravenwood. As she read, she realized that Malcolm had made a pact with a malevolent entity, unleashing a darkness that consumed his family and the surrounding village. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and Emily was plunged into darkness. The whispers grew louder, and she felt an icy presence closing in. She tried to flee, but the doors were sealed, trapping her inside. In the darkness, Emily confronted the entity, a being born from Malcolm's twisted rituals. It spoke in a voice that was not its own. "You should not have come here. Now you will join the Ravenwood family." Emily's screams were drowned out by the wind as the entity began to manifest. Just as all hope seemed lost, the lights flickered back to life, and the symbol's glow faded. Emily stumbled out into the night, gasping for air. She knew she had to warn others, to tell the tale of Ravenwood Manor. But as she turned to look back, she saw the entity's shadowy form watching her, its presence still lurking in the darkness. As she fled the manor, Emily knew she had to seek help from the local villagers. But as she reached the village, she found it deserted, the streets empty and silent. And then she saw it, a symbol etched into the door of the church, the same symbol she had seen in the manor. Emily realized that the entity's darkness had spread, consuming the village. She knew she had to escape Transylvania to warn the world of the evil that lurked in the shadows of Ravenwood Manor. She made her way back to her car, her heart racing with fear. As she drove away from the village, she noticed a figure following her, Mr. Jenkins, the butler. "What do you want, Mr. Jenkins?" Emily demanded, her voice firm. "I'm here to ensure you don't speak of what you've seen, Dr. Taylor," Mr. Jenkins replied, his eyes glinting with an otherworldly intensity. Emily knew she had to lose him. She sped up, the winding roads blurring together as she desperately tried to shake off the butler's pursuit. But Mr. Jenkins was relentless, his eyes fixed on her with an unnerving intensity. Just as she thought she'd finally lost him, Emily's car sputtered and died. She coasted to the side of the road, her heart sinking. As she got out to investigate, Mr. Jenkins appeared beside her, his presence seeming to draw the very light out of the air. "You shouldn't have come here, Dr. Taylor," he hissed, his voice like a rusty gate. "Now you'll never leave." Emily tried to run, but her feet felt heavy, as if rooted to the spot. Mr. Jenkins reached out a bony hand and touched her forehead, and everything went black. When Emily came to, she was back in Ravenwood Manor, the symbol on the wall pulsing with a malevolent energy. The entity spoke to her in a voice that was not its own. "You will never escape. You will join the Ravenwood family forever." As the darkness closed in, Emily realized that she had made a terrible mistake. She had underestimated the power of the entity, and now she would pay the price. The last thing Emily saw was the symbol on the wall, burning with an evil intensity. And then she was consumed by the shadows, never to be seen again. The villagers whispered of Dr. Taylor's disappearance, how she had uncovered secrets best left buried. They spoke of Ravenwood Manor, a place of darkness and terror, where the living were not welcome. And in the heart of the manor, the entity waited, patient and eternal, waiting for its next victim.